boarding freedom of the seas for my solo cruise. Morning, it's day 2 of my solo cruise, and it is 4:30 a.m. and I'm looking very rough because I'm going to get ready to go walk. But first, I need to go get some coffee. So I am on my way to the Crown Lounge to get some coffee. I didn't post much yesterday because embarkment day is usually a rough day for me. I do everything that you're not supposed to do as far as traveling in the first day. You're not supposed to fly in to your cruise on the first day in case you have issues with your flight and delays, which I've had that many times. So it is very risky, and I highly recommend you don't do it. So I get up at 1:30 a.m. So by the time the cruise comes around, I'm exhausted by the time I get on the ship and everything. So it's usually an early day for me on the first day. So this is what the ship looks like at 4:30 a.m. Not much going on. There are a couple employees out getting things ready for in the morning. Good morning. It's nice and quiet. I am on deck 11 and the Crown Lounge is on deck 14. It's actually really peaceful to walk at night. I guess early in the morning, I should say. You don't get all the hustle and bustle of everyone. So you'll learn that a lot of people you'll run into the same people because they have the same patterns as you. You'll run into your early morning people who always get up to get their coffee, and you'll see them every day. You'll see the people on the track. Everybody runs around the same day, around the same time. All right, we are on deck 12, this is where your kids clubs are, and your actual jogging track, which I actually don't walk on the jogging track because it's up top. It's really windy out there. I usually walk on deck 4, which I'll show you later, but you're not allowed to run out there on deck 4, but you can walk out there. So I prefer doing that. So let's see if we can find this Crown Lounge. I haven't been up here yet. So let's see. Where we are going. Oh my. Oh, I still gotta go up another deck. Huh. You can hear everyone vacuuming and cleaning. They're usually shocked to see me up so early. They'll probably enjoy their time alone. All right. We're getting close. It's nice and dark in here, but I'm gonna get some coffee, and then usually later in the day they'll have some breakfast stuff out, and then at dinner time they have some appetizers and hors d'oeuvres. And they have a really nice outside area too, which I am not doing right now, but let's get some coffee first. Priorities. Let's get a cup. All right. Let's see if we can work this here. We want a regular and a cappuccino. Just like that. So I did make my cappuccino, and I'm gonna sit here and enjoy it for a little bit, enjoy the peace and quiet, scroll my phone. Like I said, today is a sea day, so not a lot planned today. I do quite a bit of solo cruises, and I'm not your typical solo cruiser. I wouldn't say I'm a very outgoing person. So I kind of stay to myself a lot, but I do meet some friends, and I've met some really amazing cruising friends that I meet up with cruises, and I met some awesome people that I talk to all the time. So that's one of the nice things about cruising. You're really never alone, even if you want to be alone, you can be alone, but you're never really alone. You can talk to anybody, everybody will talk to you. That's what I love about cruising. There's just something for everybody. Shows are kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes I'll go to them, sometimes I won't. I see a lot of the same shows, so sometimes I don't go to the shows just because I cruise so much. I end up seeing a lot of the same shows. Excursion wise, I really don't do a lot of excursions by myself. It's one of the reasons why I'll get off the ship and I usually will walk the cruise port area, but I usually don't do any excursions by myself. I do have some cruises coming up that I think I might actually do some by myself, so that will be very interesting for me to get out of my comfort zone, but we'll see on that. But I will get off the ship, I'll walk around, especially ports like Coco Key or Labradee. I'll go off and I'll enjoy that. I don't mind that, but going into other countries by myself, I just feel I feel a little worried about that stuff. I don't know why. If I was on a group excursion, I would have zero problems with it though. So like I said, I came in yesterday and it worked out really well. I flew into Fort Lauderdale, but my cruise was out of Miami. So I booked a shuttle with Royal Caribbean, and they took me from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. I happened to be the only one on this shuttle, so they had a van, and basically I had an Uber at a very cheap price. It was $29. Is what they charge you for their shuttle service from Fort Lauderdale to Miami. So it worked out really well yesterday as far as that goes. I don't know why, but I'm just kind of like, I'll take an Uber, but when I get into strange cities, I get real nervous about the unknown. I have a tough time going out and exploring and stuff like that on my own. I kind of like to know where I'm going, and when I cruise with my husband, he might not be somewhere ever before, but he always acts like he knows where he's going, what he's doing, and he's amazing to travel with because of that. So, but yeah, so let me finish my coffee. I'm gonna scroll through my phone, go just waste some time here, and then we will go on the track and walk a little bit. All right, we'll see you soon. So let's go explore the Promenade, Cafe Promenade. It's actually people up. This time it's 5:30, so people are out getting their coffee. The coffee shop does not open until 6 a.m., so only the free coffee is available right now. Really like the refurbishment that they did back in January, a couple months ago. The new smoke-free casino is really awesome. It was really popular last night. Let's go see what's going on in there. And it had a lot of the smoke-free casinos. There's like zero vibe in them because they're usually down in the basement. down in the basement, down on the 4th floor, and it's just, there's just no life down there. They're boring, but I came down yesterday and every machine was taken, every machine. So it was kind of crazy, and they actually have good games. A lot of the smoke-free casinos, I feel they put like the worst games in there. So it's really boring. That was a nice little added feature. And then you still get the hustle and bustle of the promenade. So it has more life in there. So that's actually very interesting. And I bet you a lot of the ships will, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes popular on a lot of the other ships. You have your schooner bar, and then your regular casino, which is open. They did add, and I'll show you, and I don't know if I like it or not, but they added doors at the other end, and I'm sure it's to block off the smoke on other areas, but to block off the smoke into getting into playmakers. So that's kind of cool. And there's a couple people down here playing, but it's pretty quiet. I actually, when I do come down sometimes, I love coming down in the morning at this time. And I'll have my coffee and I'll play a little bit. But I don't know if that's a good strategy because I've never won. So it might not be a good idea. Don't take my advice. But it's just kind of peaceful. These are the doors, and they automatically open up. And then they do have some machines out here. And then you have your playmakers, which is nice. And let's see what else they have going on here. It's always so cold on this ship. I am freezing right now. And so you'll see me a lot in like sweatshirts because I'm a freeze baby to begin with. But these ships, you go outside and you're sweating, and you come inside and you are freezing. So I just always bring a sweatshirt with me, no matter the time of year, because it is always so cold on these ships. So this is deck 4, and let's go outside. And it's early yet, but I do like coming out. Let's see if the board, usually it will tell you sunrise is at 6:46, so that's a whole nother hour. I usually like to walk right when the sun's coming up, and that's usually fun for me. Right now it is literally pitch black, and that's one thing about coming out here. I mean, it is dark, but you can see some waves and stuff. So when I come out here, one little tip when I come out here, if you're not sure, if you're forward or aft, if you look at the lifeboats, when you see the propeller, you know that is aft. The lifeboats are in the same direction as the ship. So I know if I go straight, I'm walking towards the aft. Sometimes when I come out of the doorway, I can't remember if I'm forward or aft. So that's a little tip and trick that I always remembered. So I know which direction I'm going. But I usually just have my earbuds in, and I just walk back and forth. Now this walkway does not go all the way around the ship. Well, It kind of does. I take that back, because you can go up the steps and go to the helipad and walk all the way down. You have to walk down the steps. Sometimes they have that closed off because of wind and weather. If they do have it closed off, I just usually stop and walk, 3/4 of the way around and go the other direction. This is where you have your shuffleboard, which I usually don't play. I like it, but I just never usually play. So we'll walk. We're going to the aft area, and let's see. But like I said, I usually just will put in my AirPods, put in my music, and then I just kind of walk. I'm not a fast walker. I'm not a athlete. I'm a slow walker. I just like to try to get my steps in, do 3 miles, whatever. And so it takes me a while. And I just walk. This is a nice area back here, all this open space. Watch the sunrise, sunset. Like I said, you can't really see anything now. This is actually the area, they call it the dog area, and this is for service dogs. They have some like cedar chips and stuff like that for dog relief area. You will see some service dogs on the ship periodically. So, it's a little windy. The weather's nice. So, in these seats, it's probably down this way. One side of the ship is a smoking, one side is non-smoking. So, when I walk past the smoking section, I just walk a little faster. So, but it's all good. Alright. You can see these are the main dining room area that you're walking past. Let's go. Oh, smoking section. You can always tell the smoking section because there's usually, no matter what time of day, there's usually somebody out there. So, but I am actually going to go in. I'm going to walk around a little bit, and I think I'm going to come back out in a little bit and walk when the sun starts coming up. So the sun's just starting to come up. And I'm out walking the track. And I'll go up to the helipad and show you guys what that all looks like. Alright, we're getting towards the front of the ship. We are going up to the helipad. It's a beautiful day out. A little windy. We're out on the ocean, so that's expected. So we have to go up these stairs. I bet you there's people up there already. It's actually a pretty popular place. Oof. Like I said, sometimes it's closed off if it's very windy. Go up. Good morning. I feel like the morning greeter. I always say good morning to everybody. I'm a morning person. Ooh, it's windy. I don't know how the sound's gonna go. We'll find out. So, the sun is actually at the aft of the ship. But it's kind of fun to come up here sometimes and check out the view. stairs. They were a little steep. But this is why I like walking so much on a cruise ship. You don't get this view at home, so I don't walk as much at home, that's for sure. So it's 6 o'clock. I'm gonna get ready to go have some dinner. I'm just eating at Windjammer. I like to keep it easy. I don't like to eat at the restaurants by myself, so I usually just go up to Windjammer. So let's go see what they have there. Boy, taking the stairs and I'm already out of breath. All right, let's go see what they have. So I ended up with some beef brisket. I did take a couple French fries, which is probably bad. A little bit of corn, or carrots and green beans, some horseradish. I only got a little bit because they have crepes tonight, and I want to save room for that. They do have a nice view. It's really nice out. So just going to have dinner with a view. So I did make a strawberry crepe with some whipped cream in there. It was kind of a make your own. They made the crepes and you did all the fillings yourself. I am not the best at making crepes, so it doesn't look pretty, but hopefully it tastes good. I tore that crepe up. Oh, it was really, really good. Good night. Thanks for joining me for part 1. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in part 2. As always, live the life of your dreams.